Happy Thursday, and welcome here to another edition of Husker Online Headlines. Sean Callahan, Steve Sipple, presented here by Underdog Fantasy. You'll hear more about Underdog Fantasy here later in the show. Also brought to you by our title sponsor of StayHome.Care. They offer many of the same types of personalized services you'd find in a nursing home, right in the comfort of your home, whether your loved one is young, old, living with a disability, or recovering from surgery, or simply just needs extra help when they're sick. StayHome.Care provides that consistent, compassionate support. It's never too early to learn more about them. Give them a call at 402-205-2233. That's 402-205-2233. They're there for you and your loved ones, and maybe you can't be there. Thanks to StayHome.Care, the title sponsor here of Husker Online Headlines. But let's get right to it. It already started to have a big game feel. I've seen the Will Compton busing with the boys bus in town. Looking outside our window of the office, CBS Sports is set up outside, right outside the window here. It has a different feel than what we've seen the last couple of weeks, and the stakes are high, as you know, what this game means. And I think there's kind of a bit of an unknown on both ends of it going into this game. And on the outside, the national perspective is to kind of just go with Michigan because Nebraska hasn't won this type of game in a long time, which is a safe way to go about it. But here locally, I think people are optimistic that this offense is different. The special teams are vastly improved. We know there are maybe some concerns with the defense, but hopefully the last few weeks have helped them work through some of those concerns.
Yeah, I mean, we're down here in the Haymarket is where our offices are, and there's a CBS Sports 10. Yeah, it is a big game. It's not. I had an Iowa radio man just ask me right before I came in on a bit. Is that what you call them? Hit, bit, whatever they are.
An interview.
He says, is this a put up or shut up game for Nebraska? And I said, no, I don't see it that way. Put up or shut up, must win. No, it's big though. And here's why it's big, because these Nebraska fans, these very loyal and pretty patient Nebraska fans, they've had to be patient. They want some evidence. They always want evidence. And they hear us talk, and they hear things on their own about what's going on in the program, and it sounds all good, but it really doesn't matter if you don't see it on Saturdays, and you don't see it in the form of wins now. We've played the game of, well, they're close. See how close they are now? They're close.
That buys you a couple years.
Yeah. I mean, now, and I'm not saying that there's pressure on Rule in any way. I'm Matt Rule, the third-year coach. But on the other, listen, there's always a little pressure. He's in his third year. All right. You can win this game. You don't have to say we're young, we're still developing our culture. No. You can win this. So give us some evidence that it's really going well.
This is the most winnable Nebraska-Michigan game for Nebraska since 2013.
For sure. This isn't Jim Harbaugh, Michigan, is what you're kind of saying.
Like,
a little bit.
Let's call it what it is. When Jim Harbaugh and Urban Meyer got in the Big Ten, Nebraska never came close to maybe came close to beating Ohio State with Urban a couple times, but they never came close to beating a Jim Harbaugh Michigan team, other than the one where Adrian Martinez fumbled, and that the 2021 game. That was
a great game for Nebraska. Should have won it.
And but as we now know that they knew all their signs.
But anyway, no, this isn't that. This is not a bad Michigan team. It's ranked 21st, probably about where they belong. But it's a gettable game for Nebraska. You can do it. Now we'll get into the particulars, but you got to overcome this as though that football axiom, though, that you grew up with. Your dad knows, our dads taught us the teams that win, especially in the league like the Big Ten, are the teams that can run the ball and stop the run, run the ball and stop the run. A little bit of an oversimplification, or Sean, you better hope it's an oversimplification, because if it's the team, if it's just comes down to who runs it better and who stops the run, who you think will win?
Michigan.
But I don't think it's necessarily that easy. I don't think it's that. I think the conversation is a little more complicated than that.
And I think Nebraska has held back some things the last couple of weeks. Yes. I mean, I think the last 2 weeks particularly, they have not done anything exotic. It's been based.
Which side?
Both. I mean, why would they do exotic things on defense against Akron and Houston?
When I think about offense, let's stay on offense. when I don't know what you mean when you say exotic. I don't. There's only so many ways you can run a football.
Yeah, but just different looks and formations.
Yeah,
and
you can see some wrinkles, right?
things that they've not been. I mean, like TJ Lateef. I feel like he's run the same 5 plays.
maybe that's because that's what he does. But I
like
Dylan-
they've been very simple, like
Mhm.
in what Dana's done, especially the last couple of weeks. But I think this week you're going to add more. You're going to do more.
So you think what I wonder, and I think you're probably right. Do you think we'll be able to, as laymen, will you be able to sit in a press box and say, "Sip, that's a wrinkle"?
I think the opening script too will tell you that, because
Will you be able to see it?
Well, because you practice that at length, the opening script of the game and what you come out with and what you do out of the gates. You'll know right away if Nebraska, throws some new things out there. And Sharon Moore's not been with this team all week, and so Biff Poggi and his Michigan staff is, it's not their normal staff setup. And so I do think if you can get them thinking a little bit more and confuse them, I mean, that's what you got to do out of the gates.
I do. I think that you can tell I'm a little hesitant to go all in on that conversation. There's only so much you can do defensively to a quarterback if it's 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4. Now, if it's 2nd long and then it's 3rd and medium or long, here we go. Now you're talking. Now you can do some stuff that they haven't shown. But it all is about stopping 22 to me, Justice Haynes.
Yeah, and we'll hit on the runner next headline. But yeah, there's just so many things for Nebraska that they've been able. I mean, after the Cincinnati game, they've had kind of 2 weeks to kind of build and develop to get to this day. And the starters have only played 4.5 quarters.
I think it's set up for Nebraska pretty well, right? I mean, you feel good that they went into a neutral site, in quotations, but it wasn't their home field. And they beat a pretty tough team, and they needed to work hard to do it. They beat a Power 4 team that's a pretty tough team, in my opinion. Now, then, they did what was expected of them. Instead of being sort of coming out of a game like you always talk about Northern Iowa, where you're kind of like, that didn't look really good.
Emmett Johnson in Northern Iowa played late in the 4th quarter. I mean, that game was 24-3.
Yeah.
For a while. Then it got the 2 scored late touchdowns to kind of pull away.
So I think it's set up pretty well for Nebraska. And I like to say that it's kind of time to see a win like this by Nebraska. They're facing an opponent that, again, it's manageable, and it's year 3. So let's see it. Not a must win. And it's not put, as the Iowa radio guy, I love Trent, by the way, but he said, is this put up or shut up? I'd say, no, it's not put up or shut up, but it's big. It feels really big to me.
Yeah, this is one, though, nationally. I don't know, like on the college game days and Big Ten networks and the prediction shows, I don't know if you'll see a lot of these guys pick Nebraska.
Probably not.
I mean, what is up with DiNardo? He is not high on Nebraska, Jerry.
Well, what DiNardo pointed out is that he thinks that, DiNardo's old school. I'd say DiNardo's old school, not just because he's older. But
he's Sean McVay. I mean,
but he likes Michigan's physicality better. He likes where Michigan is up front compared to Nebraska. He said Nebraska's offensive line is not very physical. Some of it's the way Michigan plays. Sean, you understand football. Michigan blocks different than Nebraska. Gap scheme. They go after people. Nebraska's a little bit zone-oriented. They don't really go after people as much as Michigan does. Michigan tries to hammer you in a gap scheme.
And can you do that when you have elite athletes? Is that what you're saying? Like, you can be more aggressive?
I don't know if that's it might be. I think it's more mentality. But it's not. They don't have the hammer mentality they did under Harbaugh. They do not. They're still Michigan, and Michigan will always be a physical program. I think I'd say that. I don't know what they were like with Rich Rod, but I think they'll always be pretty physical, and that's where Jerry's coming from. That's where he's coming from.
All right, let's before we go to headline number 2, again, we're brought to you by the title sponsor of StayHome.Care. Call them at 402-205-2233. Also, our presenting sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. And look, download the app Underdog. It is so fun. It's so easy. It is simple as picking more or less higher on your favorite categories, higher or lower. You pick Dylan Raiola. Is he going to have 250 yards higher or lower on that stat category? Rushing yards, whatever the categories are. You could get in there and find Bryce Underwood numbers, whatever you want to do. You can bundle those in, and there's so many different ways that you can make money by playing fantasy with Underdog. All is simply picking higher or lower. And we've got a great deal. And I've been told that our users really took advantage of this. We launched this with Underdog. You're going to get $50 free in bonus funds. All you've got to do is put your first $5 and you'll get 50 back from Underdog. Simply use the promo code Husker25. Again, download the Underdog app, use the promo code Husker25, put $5 in, they're going to give you 50 right back to play with and have some fun with. You must be 18, 19 in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 in Colorado for some games, 21 in Arizona, Massachusetts, Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play, call 800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE hotline, 1-877-8-HOPE-NY, or text HOPE-NY. Thanks again to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring us here on the Husker Online show as our presenting sponsor. But let's take it into headline number 2. Michigan's run game will provide the ultimate test for the Blackshirts. And I think it got everyone's attention last week, Sip, when Michigan went for nearly 400 rush yards against Central Michigan.
Probably got their attention too when Justice Haynes went for 75-yard run against Oklahoma. Now, he only finished, I think, 140 in that game, but got 75 in one pop. This game is mainly, to me, about number 22 for Michigan. And now, I don't know that I would say ultimate test. There's teams that run the ball better than Michigan. I think Penn State's the ultimate test.
But I don't know. Well, early ultimate test.
Okay. So Justice Haynes can play, though. He's 49 carries, a representative sample size, 7.9 a carry. That's the essence of this game, right, Sean? That if you can keep him, I mean, you're not going to shut them down, but if you can keep it at 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 6 even consistently, then the pressure switches to whom?
The quarterback,
right.
Bryce Underwood.
Right. So that's what, see number 22 right there, Sean? That's who we're going to be watching very closely. Right out of the gate. Is the line of scrimmage moving? Are they moving the line of scrimmage?
And how much do you anticipate Nebraska to play 4-man front?
Ooh, good question.
Versus 3-man front? I think the last 2 weeks, they've almost intentionally shown a lot of 3-man.
It's a good question. And so you're talking 4 guys down?
Yeah, I don't think you can line up and go gun to gun with Michigan to the 3-man front.
Even with just walk up the jack to the line of scrimmage?
Well, because you gotta hold off those linemen so your linebackers can make plays.
Yeah, I'm open to it. I'm not.
Well, they've done 4-man front.
Yeah,
it's not like it's new. They've done it, but I think you're going to see more of it in this game.
So yeah, I think it makes sense. I think really I think it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, do you like the matchup of Eliza Judy or Riley Van Poppel having to take on 2 to 3 players?
No.
So there you go.
I don't.
I think about just the freaking huge holes that could open up if you're asking those guys to take on big double teams or even more.
Watch it close right out of the gate. I mean,
and I've seen, Michigan is like Nebraska. They've got great fans that do film breakdowns and whatnot. And, I've seen some of these Michigan guys break down the film and they can't believe how small Nebraska looks on their defensive front.
Yeah, Nebraska is small. So I think you could be right on that. It is definitely, I mean, what I'm thinking about right now, Sean, it maybe makes more sense. See how they've been shuttling guys in and out on the defensive line, getting guys ready. I mean, that they don't want to show 4. They don't want to show 4 down, but we're going to play a lot because we're going to use 4 down and we're going to still have to sub. So, you see what I'm saying? You're using the numbers. They played, I don't know what was the stat last week in terms of snap count on a D line.
Nobody played more than 19.
Nobody played more than 19. I think they played 10 or something, right? So you could be right. They might just be getting guys ready.
And I feel like Gabe Moore is one of those ones where we didn't really know he was in the picture. And then the last 2 weeks they've played him.
And he was in the picture. Petschok moved into the picture. We didn't know against Cincinnati when he played one snap what they had planned for Petschok. But now we know.
I don't care how down Michigan's O-line is. And this is what their fan base is saying. That this is not a great Michigan O-line. They're going to come out with some beef.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said.
And Nebraska is going to have to match that somehow, some way. And God, selfishly, you would love to see Nash and Ty and these guys on this team, because Nebraska wins this game if they have guys like that.
Yeah, it's and
you're
100% right. It's Michigan. When they trot out of the tunnel, you're going to say, okay, that's Michigan.
Well, I know. I mean, one of their starters is Andrew Sprague from Kansas City, and that's a guy Nebraska would have loved to have had. He was from Rockhurst. I mean, they're starting 5 offensive linemen in most cases were all highly recruited, ranked players.
Now, they lost a guy against Oklahoma, so they're down 1. But yeah, no, you've heard what I've heard. They're not as good up front as they have been. I agree with you. It's still Michigan. They'll be good, and they'll try to hammer away at you. But you do have to factor in that they don't run it like Harbaugh did, 2 tight ends. Now, last week, what they started to do, Sean, you understand this, they were only using 1 tight end, but they'd motion a receiver and have him set as a tight end. Yeah, yeah.
So what do you do then with Bryce Underwood? How much is his running just pure scramble, which is a breakdown on a pass play, or how much of it is designed run? He's got 4 design runs on the year.
Yeah, if there's 4 questions in this game, key ones, that's one of them. I'm not in their offensive meeting room, so I don't know. My guess is, though, based on what John Butler said, and you were at the press conference with me, Butler said his essence is a drop-back NFL-style quarterback. I don't think you'll see a lot of designed runs.
He's like a C.J. Stroud. Like, he can take off and run when he needs to. But, yeah, he's not Michael Vick. But he is fast enough to outrun you. Like, that's
right. Probably better runner than Stroud.
Right.
But not Michael Vick. I don't know.
Stroud's pretty fast, actually.
Is he? Is Stroud
fast enough?
Okay.
But yeah, Underwood is not Michael Vick.
No. I don't think he wants to be. That's the key. They changed it, though. It's a layered conversation, because with Sharon Moore, I saw a Sharon Moore quote a couple weeks ago where he indicated they weren't, it seemed like they weren't real confident with number 2, so they weren't running him. Sharon Moore's out of the picture. Biff Poggi comes in, and it looked to me like there might have been a meeting of the minds, and it might have gone something like, all right, we're playing Central Michigan. We got to turn him loose a little bit.
Those are still pass play runs, though.
They are, but you can tell him take off.
Yeah, and if your defensive line does not play with discipline.
Right. You can tell him to take off. Dylan has chances to run. He doesn't do it. What I'm suggesting is they probably told him, if you drop back and you see a lane and you don't feel really good about what you see downfield, just go. Don't hesitate.
And that's what worries you is a little bit about Nebraska's defensive ends. Like, you can't go in this game thinking you're going to get the kill shot.
Better keep it in front of you.
Like, you have to play it smart.
Keep it in front of you. Be disciplined in your rush lanes.
One of the most genius game plans ever against a mobile quarterback we've seen recently was Bo Pelini against Tyrod Taylor when they played at Virginia Tech. And Sue and those guys literally they didn't rush up the field. They just stayed in a straight line.
That's right. And you got a good memory.
Tyrod Taylor just didn't know what to do.
Right.
Like, he's like, I got to stay in the pocket. I don't know what to do in the pocket.
Oh, my God. That was so
And Tyrod
evident.
Taylor's eyes were like that. I mean,
and
I'm not saying he's Tyrod Taylor like that, but, like that was how they did it. They kept Tyrod Taylor in the pocket. They should have won the game, as you know, if not for a breakdown.
It's a great memory.
In that game, and it was
safety breakdown. I don't know what year was that.
09.
9 or 10. Yeah.
The 09 team went 9-3 in the regular season, I think, right?
I think so. So as far as this goes, that's a huge part of the game. My guess is a handful of designed runs. You'll see Michigan run a handful, but the key is when as they say, when the coaching is over and the play breaks down, then what?
And the secondary has to be huge in the back. The tackling, the run fits.
100.
Deshaun Singleton.
Yep. Got to have someone
and
track
if he
him
is
down.
going to run, hit him.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
No free lunches out there.
No, they will.
Hit him.
They'll hit him. They take on their head coach's demeanor. Come on. Rules. That's rule. I mean, that's the way he is.
All right, before we head to headline number 3 again, thanks to the title sponsor, StayHome.Care. It's never too early to call about what they can do for you, your family, your loved ones. Tons of great services. Call them at 402-205-2233. They make life easier for you when you can't be there for those loved ones. We're also brought to you by HelloFresh. Great time of year to get HelloFresh. Everyone's running around with kids' activities and back to school stuff going on. You don't have time. I know what my Sundays are like. It's a full day of work. I don't have time to cook or grocery shop.
Sundays.
And get things done. HelloFresh makes that easy for you. They give you all the groceries, all the easy to follow recipes, all the ingredients you need delivered right to your doorstep in a cooler. You pick what you want. Hey, I want 2 meals a week. We're going to be at home as a family twice in a week to cook dinner. I want to cook good meals. And they've got over 100 options each week to pick from. There's 4 of us. All right, I want dinner for 4. There's 2 of us. I want dinner for 2. They make it that simple with HelloFresh. And we've got a great deal with HuskerOnline. Go in there and go to HelloFresh.com/Husker10FM. That 10FM stands for 10 free meals. You'll get 10 free meals and a free item for life with your order. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/Husker10FM to get the 10 free meals and a free item for life. It's 1 box with active subscription. Free meals applied at discount on your first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/Husker10F to get 10 free meals and a free item for life. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring us here on Husker on the Headlines. But all right, headline number 3. Nebraska's struggles against ranked teams since 2016 are well documented. Nebraska's 0-25, I believe, against AP ranked top 25 teams.
0-27.
Oh, is it 8? So I've seen 0-25 and I've seen 0-27. Is one counting the coaches poll and one counting AP rankings? Because some of these opponents might be 24 in one poll, not ranked in the other.
It is what it is. I mean,
but I've seen
a bad streak.
I've heard 25, and I thought that might be AP and coaches might be 27.
I chat GPT did. They said 27, but whatever. It's a long streak, needs to end, can end. I'm not bent on it. I mean, it's a streak. This is an opportunity. It's a golden opportunity to beat a team that is a blue blood, but is not a, it's not a blue blood hitting on all cylinders like that team that came in here a couple years ago, right? A few years ago,
Michigan, the national champions.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a team when they just lined up, you're just like, oh boy, this doesn't look good. It didn't look good for Nebraska. When they lined up, it didn't look good. You just thought, oh, that's a machine out there.
So their last win was Oregon, though.
Yeah.
And Nebraska beat Oregon in 2016. So that's a long time, 10 years ago.
Yeah, and Oregon went on to finish 4-8, and Nebraska won that game because Royce Freeman went down. Yeah,
and Oregon also went for 2 on every touchdown.
That's right.
And they didn't. That's right. And they didn't get one of them.
So weird.
That was the weirdest.
Weird. It was weird. I can't remember that coach. He's out of it now. He doesn't coach anymore. I should remember his name. But anyway, that was the last one. Now it's a little disrespectful to say they wouldn't have won that game had Royce Freeman.
Oregon was good though. They had talent.
Yeah, and Nebraska might have beat him with Freeman, but Freeman was a really good back. When he went down, it looked a lot easier to me. Anyway, yeah.
This kind of reminds me of the same kind of game though. It's a good program that's not as good as they had been the previous couple of years.
I think it was a 2:30 kickoff too. That game.
Yeah, and Oregon was the same way. They were still good, but they weren't the Oregon of the previous few years.
You get the blue blood benefit in this game. You call Oregon a blue blood, by the way?
I don't call them. No, they're not a blue. It's
debatable.
They haven't done it long enough. I mean, the blue bloods are like the teams that have been doing it since like the 60s and 70s through now. I mean, there's new bloods and there's blue bloods.
I still say Nebraska's a blue blood.
Yes, these national guys always try to like argue it back and forth.
Oh, I saw an ESPN article where they just left Nebraska out of the conversation last night.
I mean, you can't just look at the last 10 years.
Right.
It's a historical discussion. It'd be like saying Indiana basketball is not.
That goes with this discussion, though. This is the kind of game you got to start winning.
Right.
If you want those national guys to respect you and think of you as a blue blood, go beat a blue blood.
And then the national types, they get annoyed because Nebraska fans come at them so hard.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're relentless on social media, the Nebraska fans.
again, talk doesn't mean that much.
Just win.
Yeah, you got to go do it. And that's what this game is largely about to me. Because people hear us talk and we kind of talk like the program is going in the proverbial right direction. On Saturdays is when it all comes, the rubber meets the road. I mean, I hate to throw out a cliche, but this is a rubber meets the road game.
Nebraska's not been 4-0 to start a regular season also since 2016.
Right.
And that was the year they went 7-0 to start. And that was an okay Nebraska. I mean, they had a great schedule that year. If you remember,
I do remember.
Oregon was on there, but their opening Big Ten games were like Illinois, Rutgers, Purdue, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something like that where they played games like that to open the Big Ten schedule. Then they had to go Wisconsin and Ohio State back to back on the road, and they lost both those games. And they rebounded and beat Minnesota, and then they beat Maryland with Riker 5 to win 9. And then Iowa beat them because Tommy Armstrong played hurt.
So, yeah, you had some quarterback.
But that's the last team Nebraska had that was ranked.
You had some quarterback tumult. You don't have that now. And Dylan, I think, is ready to win a game like this. He's still young, but he's looked great this year playing pitch and catch. It's, his discussion is interesting. I mean, nationally, he's not much on the radar, but if he wins this game, he'll be more on the radar. He won't thrust himself into the Heisman conversation, I don't think, unless he throws for 400 yards, because a lot of the national media will say, yeah, but it's not that good. This Michigan team's not that good. I think this game is bigger for that conversation for the locals, for us. Then we will be like, okay, see what Dylan did? I don't think nationally you'll see a lot of that.
It's funny, though, how much attention like DJ Lagway and Arch Manning have received, and they've had awful years.
Yep. Especially Manning, but yeah,
Lagway.
No, Lagway got a lot of pub going in too, and he hasn't delivered at all. He threw 5 picks against LSU last week. 5 picks.
Like within the Big
5
Ten.
picks. How do you are allowed to? One thing I've never understood in football is a coach that allows a guy to throw 5 picks. At 4, don't you say, okay, that's enough? Or at 3, maybe. But anyway, yeah, Dylan can really enhance his national profile. But I think it starts with the local media.
Jaden Maeva is another one in the conference that is not getting much publicity, but he is freaking tearing it up right now.
Yeah, but you don't hear his name nationally hardly at all.
No.
You hear Beck, you hear Nussmeier, you hear who else, Sean? Gunnar Stockton a little bit. You hear Dante Moore. Those are the guys you hear.
But yeah, Maeva, with Lincoln Riley's history of Heisman winners, he's a dark horse right now.
Yeah.
And his numbers are every bit as good as past Lincoln Riley Heisman winners would be at this point.
I wonder why he's not getting more.
Because, I mean, USC has to earn it back.
Yeah, because Dante Moore's getting it. I mean, Dante Moore at Oregon, now he's in that Heisman discussion.
But like I look at Penn State for as good as Penn State is, they're not getting, like Aller gets some talk, but not like that.
Not as much as the guys in the SEC right now. It's a lot of the guys. It's guys. Well, I would say right now we left out a key one, Mateer. Right now it's Beck, Mateer, Dante Moore. That's probably what you're looking at. Top 3. I don't know why Maeva's not more in the conversation.
No, I think he will be as he keeps winning, but his numbers are the best in the country right now. And it's Lincoln Riley, and he's finally got it set up now at USC.
I'd like to see Dylan work his way into those conversations, and this would be a big step in that direction, but he needs more than one.
And Maeva will come to Lincoln.
Yeah. It'll be great.
And then,
especially if Nebraska's
it's funny how, then Nico was supposed to be kind of the slam dunk guy at UCLA, and they're 0-3.
Wow, they're in big trouble. What a disaster that has been. Utter disaster. Utter.
They might move that game to a high school stadium when Nebraska's out there, just so they can say it's a sellout.
Yeah, it'd be really embarrassing then because it'd be Nebraska fans.
You thankfully for Northwestern's sake, they haven't had Nebraska out there yet. Can you imagine Nebraska in that little venue?
Taking that over?
There'd be Nebraska fans with speedboats pulled up to the shorelines.
You have a very interesting mind, Sean.
You see the little lake there, right?
Yeah, it's the lake. It's a big lake. It's Lake Michigan.
Not a little lake.
Oh, Sean.
It's like an ocean. There'd be 50 Husker boats just pulled up there.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how that works, but
Yeah, I don't even know if you're allowed to do
I don't
that.
know either. We're officially
in over our skis, as you would say.
Yeah.
Okay, headline 4 again. We're brought to you by StayHome.Care. Such a wonderful company providing services. You could have a relative that comes off surgery, just somebody that needs help. They can be there 10, 20, 30 hours a week to help you with your family, your loved ones. Simple things, rides, outings, whatever it is, trips to the grocery store. Call them at 402-205-2233. They're there for you and your loved ones when you can't be there. And we're brought to you by Applebee's. And I've heard a lot about Applebee's now from our listeners, Steve Sipple.
Have you? What have you heard?
Well, first of all, the Ultimate Trio is here at Applebee's. Perfect for game day. You're the play caller on this. You get to pick 3 apps and 3 sauces for the Ultimate Trio for just $14.99.
God.
Over 80,000 combinations on this every day of the week. Plus, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, half-price appetizers. And then every day, 9 to close, wings, mozzarella sticks, pretzels, you name it, all half off. Perfect for game day. And the big deal, you're going to get 6 free boneless wings if you simply say Huskers. Tell your server at Applebee's Huskers. And when you spend $10, you'll get 6 boneless wings. We deduct it right off Steve Sipple's check.
Yep, that's fine. I don't mind. So go do it.
So this month, you're working for free.
Great. We're hearing from people that are doing it, and it's going well.
All over. And unfortunately, it's not Omaha. It's Lincoln, North Platte, Scottsbluff, Kearney, Sidney, Grand Island, York, and Columbus.
Maybe we can work Omaha into the picture, but now just go with those other places. And I will vouch for Applebee's. I've gone there many times. And what I always say is the same thing. It's a beautiful environment. It just feels good in there.
When the game ends on Saturday, head down North 27th, go to Applebee's, go up O Street to the Gateway Mall, go to Applebee's, and get 6 free wings on Steve Sipple.
Yeah, get 6 free wings and tell me you don't feel good in that place. Just tell me that.
All right. Well, thanks to Applebee's, sponsor here on Husker Online Headlines. All right, number 4. Let's talk Big Ten games, and I think it starts Friday night. Okay. How intrigued are you with Iowa Rutgers?
I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being most intrigued, 8.
I'm intrigued about the quarterback. I want to see Gronowski against Rutgers because Shiano's a good defensive coach. It's in New Jersey. And, what does that bring? I mean, because Shiano last year, he kind of put a game plan down on Dylan Raiola where second half he was a non-factor.
Oh God, they confused Dylan. That's hard to do. So Iowa fans, I feel like my sense is that they feel like they turned the corner against UMass. Jeez. I mean,
so their 2 wins are Albany and UMass.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, so Gronowski, largely a disappointment, played well last week though, and a lot of Iowa fans are like, see, this is what we signed up for with Gronowski. Let's see. That's UMass. Let's see what it looks like out in is it East Piscataway? It's East Rutherford and just Piscataway. It's just Piscataway.
We always stay in New Brunswick, which is like right there.
Good God, it's hard to tell where you're at out there. You know what I mean? But anyway,
it's actually not a bad. I mean, I've enjoyed our trips out there, other than leaving the vehicle on for the whole game. But
did you really have you enjoyed our trips out there?
It's fine.
Hotel
staff.
But anyway,
Keith Mann will get that joke.
You're right, though. Are you going to watch it?
Oh yeah. Well, we have my fraternity has an alumni outing Friday night, so I'm going to go to that.
Are you?
But they'll have it on.
You're a man of the people. I'll probably watch as long as I can. I'm very interested. Like I said, what else?
Maryland, Wisconsin, and this is almost a must-win game for Wisconsin. They're 2-1. Maryland's 3-0, and this should be on your radar because Nebraska will be out in Maryland in a few weeks.
Yeah, I've watched Maryland this year. Malik Washington is impressive. He throws the ball very well. Not much else about him impresses you. I'm just telling you. Sean, not very impressive. But he is impressive. He snaps the ball off really well.
And then Oregon State 0-3 at 3-0 Oregon. And you get the sense Oregon's not going to take any prisoners.
No, and you get the sense that the wheels are coming off for Trent Bray, the former Nebraska linebackers coach.
Yeah, the most stoic, quiet coach. He's so professional. Dropped an F-bomb.
He's taken a brutal beating
on a halftime on
he
camera
did that.
interview.
Yeah, he did that. He's a very kindly guy.
Yeah, I've never known Trent Bray to be like that.
Well, I think he's pretty rattled right now. Oregon State's pretty bad.
Danny Langsdorff is there, I believe, still in a role.
Don't know that.
Ryan Gunnarsson is on that staff.
Oregon State.
Mike Cavanaugh's on that staff.
I feel bad.
A lot of guys that
It's not going well, Sean. I want to underscore that. I don't know how many they've lost in a row dating the last year, but we should do, if I didn't know we were going to talk about, I'm guessing 10. People can look that up and see if I got it right.
Hopefully for their sake, when they get into the mountain or when the Pac-12 kind of reforms, maybe that will turn things around for them. But Purdue at Notre Dame, Barry Odom, who proved that he can coach ball, had them with USC. They're playing a good game with USC. Now they go to South Bend.
And Notre Dame's coming off a really hard loss to Texas A&M. They lost it in the last minute.
They're 0-2.
They're 0-2. They have to win. I just wonder, the line's 17.5.
No, it's 25.5.
Wow. Then I'm taking Purdue to cover. Yeah.
I could easily see Notre Dame winning by 17.
Yeah,
but not 25.
You know what, though? Notre Dame, I watched that game, the A&M game, because we were done. We were done early. They gave up 40+ at home to A&M. The defense isn't great at Notre Dame right now, okay? It's not. So Purdue might be able to put up a number. Could they get to 20 on Notre Dame? They could probably.
Indiana plays host to Illinois. The Hoosiers, ranked 19, are a 6-point favorite over number 9 Illinois. I'm going to pick Illinois in that game.
Wow. I mean, I did pick them in our pick 'em. I didn't pick them with a lot of confidence. When's the last time those teams met as ranked teams? Quiz for Sean. Just try to ballpark it.
1940 something.
Wow, 1950. Good guess. The last time Indiana and Illinois met as ranked teams was 1950. So Bielema was shocked by that. I like Illinois too. I can't say exactly why.
I just think they're a more veteran team.
16 starters back.
But Indiana's quarterback's good though.
Illinois, another stat for you, blew me away. Illinois has never won. They've never won 10 back-to-back seasons. Not one time. So,
and you're going back to the Red Grange era.
Yeah. So this game is monumental. I don't know. You could argue which game is bigger, Nebraska, Michigan, or Illinois, Indiana. Probably national ramifications, Illinois, Indiana, because that could be one of those teams could be your fourth playoff team.
You watch, so Nebraska, Michigan will get a significantly higher television rating.
But wouldn't you say that you're looking at maybe the fourth Big Ten playoff team in this game?
Yeah, I think so. I think today the SEC and the Big Ten could both get 4.
Right.
And the ACC would get 2. And I think the Big 12 is probably a 1-bid league right now. I don't see 2 bids in that league. Do you?
I totally agree. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't think they should.
Notre Dame, if they get back into it, they're going to have to beat USC.
What if Notre Dame doesn't get back into it, though? Then would you swing back to the Big 12 as a 2-bid league?
Well, no.
If Notre Dame is out, they got to win out.
So it's 4-4, SEC, Big 10, 2 to the ACC, 1 to the Big 12, 1 to the Group of 5. That's 12.
Okay.
So you'd have to have the SEC or the Big 10 lose a bid.
Okay. For
the Big 12 to get 1.
Anyway, I think that the winner of Illinois, Indiana becomes the team most likely to be that fourth team.
And then, so if Notre Dame beats USC later in the year, then maybe there's a discussion. It's Notre Dame versus the 4th team from the Big 10 versus the 4th team from the SEC. Is Notre Dame better than those teams?
Where does the Big 12 fit in that conversation?
I have them as a 1-bid league right now.
If Notre Dame's out of the picture, though, would you maybe then say 2?
Well, then you'd take 1 from the ACC at that point.
Okay. Not Notre Dame.
Because I'm going 4
not
to
Big 12.
I'm going 4 to the Big 10 and 4 to the SEC.
I got to kind of let it play out, but I see where you're coming from.
Maybe 2 to the ACC, then 1 and 1.
Okay.
No Notre Dame. Taking Notre Dame out of it kind of simplifies things.
Which could happen. Could happen. They got to win out.
It gives the SEC or the Big 10 basically an extra bid.
Yeah.
All right. Washington State, big favorite for the Huskies. There really no tie to that game for us. This game, though, does have interest for both of us. The late night game, Michigan State at USC, both teams undefeated. Michigan State comes in here. Let's say Nebraska wins and Michigan State wins. They're 4-0. That could be a pretty big game.
Yep. No, I don't think anybody in their right mind would overlook Michigan State. I mean, Nebraska can't overlook teams like Michigan State.
You can't even overlook Northwestern.
No. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. God bless you.
There's no guarantee wins, but yeah, that Michigan State, USC that late at night's going to win. I mean, when you play like the West Coast team at like 10 Eastern.
Here's the you're looking at this game close. USC didn't dominate Purdue. Okay. There was a big rain delay, but if USC, what this game means to me is this: if USC dominates Michigan State, you're like, oh boy, USC is going to be rough. If it is another Purdue-like game and USC wins by a couple touchdowns, start looking at USC maybe as a little. Nah, you're not maybe what you would expect.
Simple. That's a 10 p.m. Central kick.
That's ridiculous, by the way.
So
that's the new world. It's not the good world. I mean, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we asking Michigan State to start at 10 o'clock?
I want to say there must be baseball on Fox, and that's going to like follow baseball.
I don't know. That's not right. That's not better times.
10 p.m. Central.
That's not better times. That's weird times.
Sure. I just hope when we go out to the Rose Bowl, we're not playing at 10 p.m. Central.
Don't speak that.
Our post-game show will become a morning show at that point. But all right, before we go to headline 5, again, thanks to StayHome.Care, the title sponsor of the show, 402-205-2233. Call them to learn more about them and what they can do for you, your family, your loved ones. Also brought to you by Billings Group. They're a trio of financial advisors made up of Lance and his 2 sons-in-law, Josh and Nate. They're based in Salina, Kansas, and they help clients across the Midwest and beyond make smart, confident decisions about their money. From your first real paycheck to your final retirement party, Billings Group is here to walk you through the highs and the lows. Billings Group, financial advisors by your side for life's journey. Visit them at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through private client services, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, registered investment advisors, RFG Advisory. Billings Group and private client services are unaffiliated entities.
I just looked away when you did that. I didn't want to put any pressure on you.
That was a good one.
You got pretty.
I ripped through that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, a little stumble.
Again, that's like making my wife's order at Starbucks, pretty much.
Yep.
All the modifications to the drink you have to make. I mean, that's about what that is, right?
That's
there.
not better times either, by the way. But don't get me started. What else we got here?
Your order is pretty complicated though with the Splendas.
No, it's not. I say I'll take a large black coffee, 4 Splendas added.
I thought it was 5.
I'm down to 4.
You're not. You've cut down to 4 Splendas.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll botch it, and sometimes you get a worker that don't know what Splenda is, and I have to explain it. It's a fake sugar in a yellow packet. Just go ask a superior. It's a fake sugar in a yellow packet, and don't hand me the packets. Put it in the car.
And how many times a week do you get asked if you have the McDonald's app?
Oh, every time I go.
You're like, no.
No, I don't say it. I say it very politely. I say no app.
You're probably missing out on a lot of free
Now, from
stuff.
what I've heard, you don't want to deal with it. That's what I've heard. No, don't deal with it.
Don't deal with the app.
I'm fine with that.
I've been involved in the drive-through calls with Sipple when he orders the coffee, so I have it well
large
down.
black coffee, 4 Splendas added.
Didn't know you were down to 4.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to headline 5, odds and ends. The question on everyone's mind, will Bud Crawford lead the team out of the tunnel?
Is it a big question?
Well, people are interested.
For sure. Isn't it? Wouldn't you be really surprised if we're sitting there before the game and Bud's not there and not leading them out? Wouldn't you really be surprised?
Yeah, unless he's got something else that he already had scheduled. But yeah, I think it makes too much sense.
But if I were Dannon and Rule, I would make damn sure it doesn't get out. I mean,
you don't want everyone to be ready for it. You kind of want it to be suspenseful.
Yeah, exactly. I would not announce it. I would make sure he's sort of brought to the stadium, in a low-key manner, right? And then spring it on everybody.
And just have them roll in.
Holy God, will that be a scene if they do it right? Right? Hey, do you alter? Rob McCartney asked me this. You know who Rob McCartney is, Sean?
Yeah, I work with him on Channel 7.
Yeah. He asked me, would they alter the intro song? Will they alter it?
To what?
I don't know. Something that fits with Bud.
Well, he walked out to the song from the movie Desperado.
Right. Would they tinker with it?
And it's funny, like when that mariachi band started playing, like, oh, this must you assume it was Alvarez. Then you find out that the mariachi band was from South Omaha that played that music, and the lead singer boxed with Bud Crawford. I sent you that picture of them as boys boxing.
It's amazing.
And the singer's father took Bud and drove Bud to a lot of tournaments as a kid.
God, Bud's a dude.
And so we had that discussion, like, well, the South Omaha Hispanic community root for Bud. Well,
a lot of them did.
I mean, he's won a lot of people over, I would say.
So, okay, intro. Maybe not. How about just alter the intro, not the song, you know?
Do you have him walk out first?
Oh, you're killing me. Yes, I think so.
He won't do this, but I would love for him to come out and yell at, like, the Michigan team. Like, as he walks out.
What's in that coffee, Sean?
I would love for him, the scene of him coming out to midfield and just pointing at their sideline.
That'd be kind of neat, but is Michigan already out there? Or do they come out second? No, they're out there. Are they out there?
I don't know. It varies team to team.
They might not be out there yet. But anyway, I hope Bud leads them out because it'll be an amazing scene. It'll still be an amazing scene if he doesn't lead them out, but it'll be one of the most memorable things you've seen in a while.
Do you think he has the belts?
Perhaps he can. He has those. Yeah, he takes those belts out publicly. So yeah.
All right, portal window finalized, 10-day window, January 2nd through January 11th. That will be when the window is open. So most players that are going to go in will enter those first couple of days. Then you'll have kind of the poaching and things that go on, or you might get later entries that go in.
Mm-hmm.
But the one negative is if you're a playoff team, you're still playing ball.
I know.
So, like, the best teams in college football are going to be penalized by this.
It's after the quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Yeah.
After New Year's Day quarterfinal. So the semifinal and the final, like, 4 teams will still be playing, and they could have some of their better players or, bench players go in the portal.
Oh, that's really annoying. It's really annoying. Why? That's too bad. It's unfortunate.
But also, like,
for those programs involved,
their recruiting and their scouting department, they have to think about that too while they're trying to get ready for these games.
They're trying to win a national title. All right, I'm not going to complain.
But January 2nd through 11th, the Big Ten was the only league against this. The Big Ten preferred a late spring model where then you had spring visits and allowed these guys to arrive in, like, late May, early June and do the OTAs.
What you like?
I'm indifferent. I do see the value of getting guys here in January. But
what is the value?
Spring football winter workouts.
Yep. Good point. Good call, Sean.
I think I've seen enough transfers to know it's really hard. The Randy Gregory's and Levante Davids that arrive in August and become all Big 12, all Big 10, that's rare. They weren't transfers, by the way. Those are JUCO guys.
Winter conditioning, spring ball. But that's it.
You see so many guys come here that aren't nutritionally where they need to be or physically.
We've seen it. We've seen it here.
And you need the winner.
I'm thinking about a D lineman right now that came in and he just wasn't ready. Ready.
You need the winner and you need the stuff. So I get that. And also, if a guy is going to leave, they know. So then a lot of these schools will have to carry dead weight for a whole semester. And you're going to let guys practice with you in the spring or be with you that are going to leave.
You sound like you're pretty much favor the winner.
I do favor because and the SEC would say, like, yeah, we don't want to have guys go through our spring practice that they know they're leaving, and then they could go to a rival team we're playing and then take all what we learned and take it to the rival.
Anyway, there it is.
But yeah, the window, Nebraska starts the semester a week earlier than they have been doing it. They used to start the Tuesday after Martin Luther King Day. Now they start the Monday before Martin Luther King Day. So the Monday before the Monday.
Okay.
So they will have essentially about a week or two to kind of get it all sorted out.
Okay.
But I think it will happen quickly. And there'll be guys that will go on like 4 visits in a week. It will be busy. You're going to go school A to B to C to D all in a week.
And Nebraska, once again, will be pretty active.
They'll get,
10, 11.
It's hard to say, but they'll go after a guard probably, I would guess. I bet you they'll have to do some defensive linemen.
Running back.
I think they're okay at receiver.
Yeah.
But
maybe one.
There'll be some needs.
Yeah, there always is.
So we'll see where that goes. All right. And then finally recruiting. I know a lot of fans, it's hard to get too into recruiting because it's changed, but this will be the biggest weekend Nebraska's had in a long, long time. 18 4 and 5 stars alone from the class of 2027 and nearly all of the commits from the class of 2026. So what an opportunity for Nebraska this weekend in recruiting.
Shouldn't be that hard to, for instance, pay attention to Kennedy Brown, offensive lineman from Houston.
Number 1 player in the country.
How about the number 1 player in the country being on the sideline for this game? An offensive lineman. There'll be some, how about Juju Johnson, defensive back? There's guys here. And then there's the 2027 guys that will be here for Nebraska that already committed: Pittman, Erickson, and Taylor. Those are key guys.
Okay, I know you like this kind of data because it sizes it up, but the number 1 player in Texas will be here, Kennedy Brown. Number 1 player in Nebraska, Torrey Pittman. The number 1 player in California, Juju Johnson. All will be here this weekend. The number 2 player in California will be here. And I like to break recruiting down by state because I do think it adds more context when you say the best player from California.
100.
The number 3 player from Pennsylvania. The number 4 player from Georgia. The number 2 player from Massachusetts. The number 4 player from Oklahoma. Trey Taylor's 5th in Illinois right now. The number 3 player in Iowa is going to be here. So you go down the line. The number 1 player in Colorado.
How does that not interest people?
The number 3 player in Missouri. So you have so many of the top players from the different states that are going to be here. California, Texas.
How about walking around with the designation? Yeah, I'm the number 1 player in the state of Texas in my class. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Kennedy Brown.
You think about all the people that live in those states.
I know. Exactly. It's so huge.
Those states are the size of small countries.
Right. Huge day for Nebraska. And I know what people say. Well, if they lose, then you just tell the kids, see, this is why we need you. Win, and show them that we're rolling.
Yeah, even in 2028, the number one defensive lineman in the country will be here for 2028. Also, the number 1 ranked 2028 in California. Just throwing that out there. The number 2 player in Iowa for 2028 and the number 1 player in Missouri for 2028.
Good.
So it's not just 27s and 26s. There's 3 number 1s for 28.
Nice. I like this picture right now with Nebraska, the class of 2027, off to such a strong start. I mean, with Pittman, Taylor, and Erickson, that's a great start. And you need a great start. I mean, you got a core there those are 3 big time players now.
Yeah, and the best way to get the list on this is if you just go on HuskerOnline.
Yeah,
we have a recruiting tab, and there's a visitor tab on there, and you can do visitors. It will show all the visitors for each grade level that are going to be on campus for this weekend.
Track them,
and so there's 35 of them, and 32 of them have Husker offers, something like that. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even know how they would keep track of all this. Just the number of people you need to, that's Nebraska. That is a lot of people to manage.
Organization.
Yes.
Organization, just from the standpoint of even the head. Think about a head coach in this sort of situation. You got to learn the kids' names, obviously, but also their handlers, their parents, their whoever's with them.
Mentors.
Yeah, you better know some names, right?
Oh, yeah.
that job. The office of head football coach at a college program, a big time college program. There's a lot that goes into that.
Well, make sure you follow HuskerOnline. We'll have full coverage of the recruiting weekend, the game itself, and we'll be on with HuskerOnline post game live probably around 8:00. It's my guess.
Hello.
Game will end around 6.
Yeah,
we should be on
no later than 8.
Yeah, 7:45, 8:00. We'll jump on as quick as we can, depending on the outcome of the game, and hopefully we're talking about a win. Oh, and Zipline, I do need to make this announcement.
Oh, hello.
We have moved our show for next week. The live show next week is going to be Thursday night now at Zipline in Fallbrook, not Wednesday. We are moving it to Thursday. Husker volleyball plays Wednesday night. It would have been head-to-head with our show and some other conflicts. So we are now Thursday night at Zipline in Fallbrook.
Okay. It'll be fun. Last time it was really fun.
Harley rides, glamour shot sessions with Steve Sipple.
Glamour shots. Wow. Hey.
Smash burgers again, by the way.
Oh, good. The last time we were out there in August,
450 people showed up.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
And I don't know if we'll get 450 for a mid-season show, but we should get a good turnout.
Get a win. You might get more than 500.
Yeah, we might have a lot of people show.
Yeah, let's see a win.
And drink specials, smash burger specials, prizes, lots of fun. Harley rides, pony rides.
There will not be pony rides. There could be a Harley ride, but no, not a pony ride. But yeah.
I just had the visual of Abby giving people pony rides, walking around the park.
You could do that too. It doesn't have to be Abby, right? It could be Rob.
Get on up, guys.
Wow. Abby
All right.
impression.
Big game Saturday. Thanks for watching. For Steve Sipple, I'm Sean Callahan signing off for Husker Online Headlines.